Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. You're watching another live episode from China Xinhua News and Xinhua Sports as we are here covering China's national games. Today is going to be China's best martial arts athletes fighting for gold in this game. And before the game starts, joining our show today are two friends from Africa. They're here in China to learn Kung Fu. So first, to say hi to our audiences online.
Good evening, everyone.
So
my name is Vishen. I'm from Mauritius. I've been in China for nearly 3 months now, and I've been learning Wushu at the Huanjia School, military school.
So when he talks about Wushu, that means martial arts. Okay, so say hi.
Hello, everyone. My name is Benedicta. I'm from Nigeria. We came here for a training tour. We train in Huanjia Military and Civic School. So we are happy to be here.
Okay, just want to ask both of you why you're here today to watch this game.
In fact, our school students are participating in the competition, so we are here to support them and to cheer them up.
To rooting for your schoolmates?
Yes.
What about you?
We are here to cheer them up and encourage them for a better performance.
So what have you learned that you think is the best part of martial art in China?
I think Tai Chi.
Tai Chi?
Yeah.
You want to show us some moves of Tai Chi?
Yes.
Go ahead. like this?
It's a slow movement. You go.
Good, good. What about you?
I've been learning Tai Chi also for, in Mauritius I've been learning for about 6 months Tai Chi, and I've been learning Wushu for 1.5 years.
Okay, show us which part of Wushu that you think is the most fascinating.
I think the acrobatics are very fascinating.
Acrobatics?
But since I'm a bit old, I'm not really
nervous a little bit?
Yeah.
But you guys are going back to your country to teach more students to learn Kung Fu, right?
Yes.
In fact, I've been studying Kung Fu at the Chinese Cultural Center. And one of our teachers is from China. And we are here to learn a bit more about Kung Fu, and maybe when we are back to our country, we'll make some Piaoyan and maybe show other students a bit more about Wushu.
Okay, so as the game is starting right now, I want you guys to use one of the best gestures or maybe moves from what you learned here to welcome our audience to watch the game, okay? Anything that you feel like comfortable with. Start from you, okay?
We can make a pose.
Something is Tai Chi 24. So it goes this way. Go.
Well, you're getting out of the camera though. Very nice move, so nice.
So I'll just make
I'll
just make a pose because there's not enough space. Okay.
What do you want to say to our online viewers?
Wushu is the best sport. I will recommend everyone to practice Wushu.
Good, good. Thank you so much. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the game. Okay, thank you. So guys, now we're going to watch the game of this martial art form. Let's watch it.
Thank you.
So now the athletes from northeast China's Jilin are performing martial art form, and their points will be given according to their routine actions. So if you are just joining us here, we're live in Tianjin, host city of China's national games, live streaming this martial art competition as China's best martial artists come here to fight for gold during this game. We're going to show you the men's trio form and later women's dual weapon. So each of the athletes has to perform at a fixed or compulsory routine. All the actions are choreographed. You're watching men's trail martial art form here in Tianjin. This is the stadium of Tianjin University of Technology, the hosting venue of martial art events. Today, this is going to be the gold medal game between men's trail martial art form, and later on we have women's dual weapons. Well, you might be hearing the chanting from the audience here. Tickets are pretty much sold out in this game as a lot of fans come here to view this fantastic wushu form or martial art form. We got a lot of viewers online so far. David says exciting. Prakash says nice, very nice. So guys, leave a comment, share your thoughts. This is going to be a very fun game. Now you're watching men's trail form. And, you know, the forms are choreographed. As you can, you can hear it online. People are probably going to shout it out during their performance. The actions are choreographed. It's a compulsory routine. And later on, even more fun stuff gonna be brought to you as we're gonna be live streaming women's dual weapons. Adnan says nice. Pelmba T says amazing. We have friends watching from Metropolitan, Colombo. Mel Dredd says Baltimore in the house, welcome. So this is the martial art competition here. As you know, in wushu, there are basically two types of competition. The first one is wushu taolu, or you can call it form. The other one is sanda, or sparring. And in September, on September the 1st, we're going to be live streaming sparring competition. So I want you guys to join us when that happens. Now you're watching men's trail form of martial art. Elton says wushu is such a beautiful martial art, and because, of course, and now it's probably the best chance to watch how China's best martial artists come here to fight for gold. Kuala Lumpur is watching. Welcome. All their actions are choreographed. Karen says, great from Tennessee, USA, and Surplus from Dubai. Been loving this game. Great, I want you guys to stay with us to watch the game as right after the men's trail form, we're going to be live streaming women's dual weapons. So now it's men's bare hand trail form. When we say form, it's just one type of the competitions here in National Games of China. And, all the forms are choreographed and it's compulsory routines. The actions will be judged by juries and then the points will be given based on how good or how difficult the actions are. It might be involving stands, kicks, sweeping, or even jumping. So it's really a fun game to watch. Samuel says this is superb and brilliant. Jeff Frederick watching from Uganda. Chris Lewis from UK watching says good. So welcome all of you to the game. Marius says ni hao from Athens. Actually, the host city of the 2004 Olympic Games. Well, welcome Marius. Perez says like. And Lee Francis says nice. So, all the martial arts athletes are from across China. And this is a men's trail, or you can say the duel, because it's in Chinese, it means 对练. But now we're watching 3 players are in this competition. There is a time limit. They have to finish every action and movement within the given time. So they're wearing their designed costumes and the actions are choreographed. Faye is watching from Cape Town. Andy watching from Ontario, Canada. Yeah, it's like a dance, graceful art because the actions and moves are choreographed. It's compulsory routines. But there are 2 types of martial art competitions in China's national games. One of them is the form competition, and the other is a sparring, which involves 2 people, seemingly like fighting, but it's a sparring called sanda in Chinese. So today you're watching a gold medal game. There are going to be 2 events that will be live streaming for you. The current one you're watching is men's form involving 3 players. So their actions will be judged by the juries and then they will be given their points based on how good their actions are. So it's choreographed actions. Well, Frederick saying here you get in Uganda, it's really awesome games, of course. And, these are China's best martial arts athletes. They come across China representing different teams from a province. Now they're here in the national games to show their martial art form skills. The very famous movie star Jet Li is actually a former national games champion as he was competing in wushu or martial art competitions. You can actually hear from the audience as they were applauding and they were chanting for their favorite teams. And so tickets are pretty much sold out in this venue as today is a final game. So a lot of fans are attracted to the venue here. It's live in Tianjin. The venue is in Tianjin University of Technology. And now you're seeing the points are given Now we are looking at another team entering to the center stage. This is the team. Let's see which team they're from. Now it's the team from Jiangsu, Eastern China. They will have they're going to be a time limit. Fans are chanting and saying go, or just applauding for their wonderful performance on the stage. Just to let you guys know, all the forms, the actions, either a stance, a jump, sweep, are all actually designed. And the jury is going to be giving points to the players based on how their actions were. Chance, as I'm watching from Malaysia, really enjoying. I'm so glad you guys like it. Well, for this game specifically, there are 12 teams from 12 provinces are competing. Superhero skill amazing. Well, Layan is asking about where he can find out the schedule for events like this. Well, just to let you know that China is now hosting its 13th national games in the port city in North China, Tianjin. And on this specific game day, we are watching this gold medal game of Wushu Tao Lu, which means martial art form. Now you're watching men's trail form. And you can check the website of the Tianjin Games official website, but everything is written in Chinese. But you can always leave a comment here at China Xinhua News. Or you can follow Xinhua on Facebook, or YouTube, and Twitter, as we will be continuing bringing live games to all of you around the world. So the best way for you is to follow China Xinhua News or Xinhua Sports to keep updated on China's national games. So guys, you're watching our live competition here in Tianjin as China is hosting its 13th national games. Today, we are live streaming the game of martial art forms. So I got a question earlier that Zorvan said that's not a fight though. Yeah, this is a, there are two types of competitions in martial arts. One of the types is martial art forms, or we can call that 套路 in Chinese. And the other one is sparring or sanda. So if you're talking about like a fighting, more like a fighting thing, then you would be you will have to be watching the sparring games, which will be held on September the 1st. We will be live streaming that also. But today you're watching the form competition. Every action is choreographed. The one that we're watching right now is men's trail bare hand. So no weapons are involved. So the three players on the court, they will finish their designed actions, and then the jury is going to be giving points based on their performance. Madeline says love their outfits. Yeah, their outfits is traditional martial art costumes, and the color is bright, and the patterns are very traditional Chinese patterns. So it's really beautiful, I can say that. For this game specifically, teams from 12 provinces of China are participating, and each of them will have to finish their forms during a fixed time. So they have to finish within a specific time. There is a time limit for each team. So Robert says, watching from New Jersey, says amazing. Chua says very nice 服装. 服装 actually means clothing or attire in Chinese. So you're talking about their costumes, I guess. Yeah, they shout out during their performance. It's just a traditional style when we watch wushu or martial art forms here. Helen says fascinating watching from Kuala Lumpur of Malaysia. Lots of love from India, says Rai, watching from India. Welcome. Well, it's really outstanding for sure. And these are China's best martial artists here, as they are representing a different province in China and come here to compete. Jet Li, the very famous Kung Fu movie star, used to be a martial art form champion in national games. Kathy Chan said amazing, outstanding, fascinating from Kuala Lumpur. Welcome you, Chan. Hope you enjoy the game. And Mongo says great show, and says wow, great. I'm so glad, guys, you like this, because when we talk about martial arts, we mostly talk about kung fu as we see in China's movies, which involves a lot of fighting, combating, and being offensive. But actually, there can be kung fu or martial arts can be very beautiful. As you're watching right now, right on the center stage, you see three players dressed in very beautiful costumes of Chinese traditional martial arts. And they come here, but they will finish a set of forms that designed or choreographed. So this is just one type of the martial art competition here in China's national games. As you see, you can hear the applauding from audience and they're chanting, saying "Go" to their favorite teams. So tickets are pretty much sold out today, as so many come here to watch the game. Earlier during our show, we interviewed 3 African friends. They were here. They've been here in Tianjin for a few months to learn some Kung Fu or Tai Chi in a local school. So they were fascinated, and they're here rooting for their schoolmates. So that was fun talking to them. So guys, I hope you will stay with us and leave a comment. Tell us what you think of their skills so far. We got the view. We got a friend watching from Nepal. Great skills. Well, we're going to be welcoming our the last team from this event, which is the men's trail forums. But right after this, we're going to be live streaming women's dual weapons. When we say that, it's they're going to be performing with weapons. What kind of weapons? Well, I want you guys to stay out and find out yourself. It's going to be even more fun. So stay with us, and don't go away. You hear the chanting of the fans here in the venue shouting "Go" to their favorite team. It just tells you how popular we got a friend watching from South Korea, ROK, and wish movies could incorporate traditional martial arts again. Great. You know, when we talk about Chinese Kung Fu, basically we know Jet Li, Jackie Chan, and some blockbuster movies from the U.S. as they show Chinese Kung Fu in a very dramatic way. We think it's really strong, combating, being offensive, aggressive, but actually Chinese traditional martial arts can be very beautiful, and it's really pretty to watch as we're watching right now. You know, 3 players on the center stage showing martial art forms. So now that was the game of men's trail perform. Right after, we're going to live streaming, guys. We're going to be live streaming women's dual weapon competition. It's going to be even more fun. So I want you guys to stay with us. The women's dual weapon will begin in probably 2 minutes. Now the athletes are entering to the stadium. They will be standing on the center stage. So the next game is about women's dual weapon. Nakazi says amazing. Glass says watching from Senegal. Cyrus John says great, skillful, enjoy watching this. So I'm so glad you guys are staying with us, because I don't want you guys to miss the next performance or competition, as we're going to be watching women's dual weapons. They will be performing their forms with weapons in their hands. Wow, we're going to be welcoming our first women's duel athletes competing with weapons. Let's see how this turned out to be. Tell me if you like it. What do you think their skills? Is this different from what you know about Chinese Kung Fu? John Stewart watching from USA, and Shankar watching from Malaysia, and we even got Spanish friends. Wow, Portuguese friends are watching also. Says, wow, nice game. I'm watching, great, and. Now the second team is entering to the center stage. This is women's dual weapons competition. So the weapons in their hands are called the qiang or spear. In Chinese, it's pronounced the qiang, refers to a flexible spear with the red horsehair attached to the spearhead. So you're going to see actually two female martial artists entering to the stage using a long spear with red horsehair attached to the spearhead, perform their choreographed actions. So the majority of routines used in the sport are new, modernized recompilations of traditional routines. There are actually routines taken directly from traditional styles. You see, when they're performing, they're gonna shout out during this duel performance. Jizhou says all players are great. And Karen, what kind of weapon does the lady in red have? Well, they have the weapon is called spear. You know, it's a long spear with red horsehair attached to the spearhead. It's called a qiang in Chinese. Well, Karen says the attires so pretty. Of course, it's a traditional martial art performing costume, very popular in China, and currently you see another team is entering. Another team is now entering to the stage. They're wearing light orange outfit, while one of them is holding a spear and the other one holding a pair of knives. So you're watching women's dual weapons competition. Now, this is live at Tianjin, host city of China's national games. Well, the athletes shout out during their performance. It's kind of a traditional way of performing here at this event. The very famous Kung Fu star Jet Li is a former National Games martial arts champion. One of them is holding a spear in their hands. .9 is their point to the team from Beijing, 2 players wearing orange. So JJ Cao, one of our fans watching our Xinhua Sports, and he's asking, is Huo Yuanjia fictional or real? Well, Huo Yuanjia is a very famous Kung Fu master in China. He actually was born in Tianjin, the host city of China's national games. And, well, it's not a fictional, it's actually, there is a real person called Huo Yuanjia, and who lived around late 1900s, and he is a very famous master of Qing Wu style Kung Fu. And, you know, in China, a lot of drama series are adapted from the stories of Huo Yuanjia. That's why a lot of people know this figure, because he was famous for being the master of Qing Wu style Kung Fu. I hope I answered your question well, JJ Cao. Keep commenting as you're watching our live streaming here. Thank you. Now the team from Shanghai is performing, wearing black outfits. Looks really cool. Wow, and the throw away their weapons, and then looks like a fighting form. I think it's just a part of their design. Now their actions are done. They will be waiting for their score. Bonnie says, hope to visit your beautiful country soon. Welcome. China welcomes you. Come here to learn Kung Fu and watch the game live here in Tianjin. So I hope to see you in Tianjin or China. Linda says, amazing agility and grace. Yep, and that's just why we're so attracted to the game here. Today, there's so many fans sitting in the venue watching the game. Tickets are pretty much sold out already, and it's really nothing like we've ever seen, because we know about Chinese Kung Fu. A lot of fans from around the world know Kung Fu through some Kung Fu action movies, but here you're watching a different form of Kung Fu shown on the stage. This is a women's dual weapon performance, You see one of the girls is barehanded, and the other one is using a spear, or 枪 in Chinese. So their actions actually look pretty dangerous, but they practice so hard for the performance. In order to be looking cool, looking like it's so easy, they have to put so much work preparing and practice before they come to the national games. This team you're watching now is from China's Anhui province in eastern China. Sparky is watching from America, Quincy, Illinois. Welcome. We have a lot of viewers watching from Malaysia. Welcome you all. Leave a comment. Tell us what you think of their skills, anything you want to share. And now the team from Anhui is finished with their actions. They got 9.6 points, pretty high score. Now they're ranking the first so far, so 9.6, very high score. Well, another team is getting ready, wearing dark red outfits. Their patterns are very traditional Chinese style. One of them is holding a long spear, the other girl holding a pair of knives. Well, Sim Sean asking about any real combat. Today, the competition is about wushu form, which means every action is choreographed. Looks dramatic, but it's just their way of performing. And on September the 1st, we're going to be showing you live the sparring competition, which is called Sanda in Chinese. That is very different from what we see today. So, guys, if you're interested, you should follow Xinhua Sports or China Xinhua News on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, and then keep updated on the wushu or martial arts competitions here in National Games. Then you will find out the sparring competition, which will be very different. So the team you're watching is from China's Guangdong province. This is women's dual weapons. You see, there are going to be some cinematic play in their performance. It's all about their design. The actions are choreographed, and they might be, they're going to be a little bit acting, try to, please the audience, but it's just their way to show their unique style. Tamang watching from Singapore, and Bikash says, excellent work watching from Perth. Welcome all of you. Zazel, thanks you. And it's really an enjoyable game, right? I've never seen anything like this before. Martial art, Kung Fu, Chinese Kung Fu. We all know Kung Fu is famous around the world. But speaking of martial art, there can be different forms, different methods or ways of actions. Today is just one of the styles shown here. This is women's dual weapon. You see the girls holding different weapons, and their performance is about showing their choreographed actions. Some of our friends online are saying it doesn't look like real. Well, even though that doesn't look like real, but it takes so much work and preparation for them to be qualified into the final and to show such high skillful performance, especially the one that is holding a long spear that can be very dangerous. But they have to make sure every action is done precisely to bring a perfect show to the audience in the venue. Sim says, thank you for your explanation. Welcome. I hope you guys like her live show, and I hope you can stay with us as we will see more athletes coming to the stage and finish their movements. It looks like dancing, gymnastics, or sometimes looks like boxing. It's really a way of showing their movements. The action, either it's a stance or jumping, sweeping, everything is choreographed. Now the team from Sichuan got 9.6 points. Now they're ranked number 2. These are from China's Liaoning province in northeastern China. One of the girls, you see, they start their performance by shouting out. Looks very cinematic. Well, there is no specific connection between clothes and their style, but it all depends how they want to be dressed. This looks like very intense, though. We can hear the audience chanting as the athletes are showing their movements. Playing with swords. Esther says, blessed to all players. Thank you. You know, they put so much work and preparation before they can come here on the center stage to show their skills to the audience here. You know, so many people come here today. You see fans are holding banners and rooting for their teams. Now the team from Liaoning got 9.6 points, and now they're ranked number 1. Well, obviously, it's their team. They get excited, hyped up, saying go to their athletes. Well, for this pair, you see the girl, one of the girls is wearing a pink outfit, barehanded, and the other one holding a spear wearing red. Well, one of our fans, JJ Cao, has kept commenting on our live show. Thank you so much. Well, my name is Xiang Yang with Xinhua News Agency. So follow China Xinhua News or Xinhua Sports as we're going to be bringing you more fun live shows as we are here covering China's national games. Thank you, Cao. Hassan asking, are they wearing traditional clothes? Yes, this is a traditional clothing for martial art athletes. You know, they have to make sure that the clothing are comfortable for them, and it's just a traditional dress or attire for martial artists. They get their points based on their performance of how they finished the actions. Now the players are waiting for their score. Wow, they got 9.6, ranking number 1 so far. Now we got only 2 teams left in this women's dual weapon competition. Matthew Lee is asking about individual routines. Well, individual routines have already been finished. Now the game is on women's dual weapons. A duo of athletes come to the center stage using weapons and to perform. Now the team is from Jiangsu in northeastern China. One of the girls is wearing orange outfit and she is barehanded, and the other one is holding a spear. They're very passionate and enthusiastic, and it's really an intense movements for them. Well, this is about China's national games. Today, this is the gold medal game between martial arts athletes. So the national games is going to be lasting till September the 8th, so keep following. JJ Cao posting another question. Were Kung Fu stars Jet Li and Wu Jing champions at Chinese national games? Yeah, they were. Jet Li and Wu Jing were both Chinese martial arts champions at national games. You know, Wu Jing is the director of a very popular movie in China, The Wolf. I'm sorry, it's just a slip of my tongue. I cannot remember the name of the movie, but it's a great hit. The box office has reached 5 billion Chinese yuan. It's actually the record holder of China's movie box offices. So Wu Jing, the director of that movie, is a former martial arts champion. Wolf Warrior, thank you so much, Matthew Lee. Wolf Warrior, that's the name of the movie directed by Wu Jing, a former martial arts champion. And he is also a great actor. So he, together with Jet Li, were both martial arts champions in China's national games. Now Jet Li has become a world-renowned martial arts movie star, and Wu Jing is also a great actor, director in China. Matthew Lee said, welcome. Well, thank you so much, Lee, for helping me answer that question for Cao. And also, keep following Xinhua Sports, and we're going to bring you more games when we are here covering China's national games. We're going to be showing badminton, ping pong, swimming, and other traditional types of Chinese competitions. Now, Zhejiang team is ranked number 1, getting 9.6 points. Now we'll be welcoming the last team from this competition. Wearing red outfits, here comes the team. One of them holding a long spear, the other a pair of knives. This is from the host city, Tianjin. They're our last team here. They're from Tianjin, the host city of China's national games. And they will be... Wow, that's a nice start. Then it gets intense. Well, got to make a correction though. Wu Jing, we're talking about the director. He was a former champion of a wushu tournament in China, not in the national games. I'm sorry for that, but he is also actually a very famous martial art star in China, as he competed in martial art championship games or tournaments in China. But Jet Li is a former champion of martial art competitions in national games. Well, now you're watching the team of Tianjin, host the city of the national games here, performing. They're almost done with their actions. It's women's dual weapons competition here in Tianjin. So guys, that was the game. We got 2 competitions. Wow. That was applauding from our audiences here. Well, the team from Tianjin got number 1 with a very high score, and so that was the team for today. There was men's trail forms of martial art and also women's dual weapons. Very fascinating. I thank you all for joining our live show here. I enjoyed it, and a lot of our fans are posting all kinds of questions. I know you must be super fans of Chinese martial arts. So it's really been an honor and pleasure watching the game with all of you online. So I want to let you know we will continue bringing you live shows as we are here covering China's national games in Tianjin, in North China. There are going to be badminton, ping pong, and other fun games that are exclusive in China's national games, guys. So thank you so much. I hope to see you soon. Follow China Xinhua News.